Hello everyone, welcome to our little family on the YouTube, that is Knowledge Heist. Many of the students had a misconception that in this YouTube channel we will be talking about mystical things, mythological things, irrelevant things, but that's not the case. This channel is solely and wholly focused on the educational content that is properly researched and properly investigated, and we will be providing you this in a very easy to understand manner. So who will benefit from this channel? The students from 8th, 9th, 10th, and those in the foundation classes 11th, 12th, 11th and 12th, and those who are preparing for job exams, competitive exams, like we have SSC, CGL, like there is UPSC, there is FCAT, there is CDS, there is another exam, banking exams are there. You will find topic wise lectures will be available in this channel, and I request many of the parents to watch my psychological lessons that we will publish on the YouTube, as it will be benefit for the child's development. So before starting any further, I would like to give you a brief introduction about myself. I am Mustaqim Manzoor. I have done my bachelor's in nursing from University of Kashmir, and with upholding the academic excellence, I have graduated with distinction, and I have participated in many seminars, presentations, and debates, and have earned a good name and as well as awards in that. So let's begin our journey. So as the name suggests, as the name suggests, we have named this channel Knowledge Heist. I have written a word here, that's knowledge. So I would like everyone who is watching right now, as now we have a smaller board, and inshallah in the future we will be getting a bigger board. So it's up to your support, whether you support us or not. We will be able to deliver you the best unbiased material at a very, I mean, at a free cost, at a free of cost. All the thing you have to do is just like, subscribe, and share this channel to the people who are in need. So let's focus on this word which I have written here, knowledge. What's knowledge? Can anybody tell me what's knowledge? So let me speak. If I go to its literal terms, in Arabic, in Urdu, in Persian, we say it ilm. What do we say it? Ilm. And in Hindi or Punjabi, we say it gyan. Now, the knowledge, it's a vast, it's an umbrella term for everything. It will include everything, every single fact. And we as a humans, what we consider knowledge? Knowledge is a way of learning. It is a way of learning, experiencing through study, reasoning, or we can say teaching, or my own intuitions. It ends. Where does it start? This knowledge, where does it start? It starts right when we when our heart beats for the first time. That is the 21 days of gestation. In psychology, we say it, but in the true sense, it starts when we open our eyes after gestation period, after the delivery, and ends when we close our eyes. It's the time when this whole process of learning ends, as clearly stated by Erikson, Paget, and Sigmund Freud. They have their best theories in the psychology. That is why I am requesting the parents and especially unmarried couples to resolve the issues with the use of the psychology. That will be helpful for you to build a good relationship and nurture your children. So let's focus on this word knowledge. As I clearly said, that it is the accumulation of the facts and the information that are available all around the world, and that a human goes reading and writing. And I will remind you of an couplet from Iqbal in which he says, I don't know it's Iqbal or it's Rumi, but I remember a couplet which is, इल्म की इब्तिदा हंगामा है और इंतहा खामोशी. What does it mean? That when you start acquiring knowledge and you start acquiring your the initial phases, you become egoistic. You develop a kind of prideness, a kind of what we say it, a kind of anguishness in yourself, that you know everything, you are far more superior than everything, everyone doesn't know anything, they are illiterate fools. But when you acquire knowledge, a drop of it, then you become sober, you become light, you become what I say, more society acceptable. You become very quiet after that. That is because you have accumulated the wisdom. And there are two words for this, knowledge and wisdom. These are two different words. Knowledge, it is the facts, accumulation of the facts, it is the information that is present all over the world, it is the way how we learn, it is the way we experience things, and the way we develop intuitions, we develop critical thinking. But wisdom, it is the practical application of the knowledge. So when I say about knowledge, I can classify according to many books, so I can classify it into four things. That is, as I clearly said, that knowledge is an umbrella term, it's a broader term. So I would like to classify it in four things. Knowledge. These things you will see in the books, it's written in the books. One is explicit knowledge. Is the board visible? Explicit knowledge. Another one is the implicit or tacit knowledge. It's also called tacit knowledge. Then we have theoretical knowledge. Then we have practical knowledge. This is, don't you think that it is, I am going in deep. This is just an introductory classes on which we will make lectures. And do let us know in the comments which topic you like the most and which topic you want to be discussed. Not for only for academics, but for your personal growth, which topic I should take up next, so that you can benefit from it. Explicit knowledge. Explicit knowledge means the knowledge that is in concrete form, that can never change, and that we learn. Suppose 2 plus 2 is 4, 4 plus 4 is 8, 10 plus 10 is 20. It's explicit knowledge, it's present everywhere, it's in concrete form, it's measured. And then we have the implicit or tacit knowledge. It is developed by our intuitions, it is developed by our personal experience. Suppose I know how to ride a bike, and many of you don't know how to ride a bike. So I can give you a lecture on riding a bike. Can you learn how to ride a bike by this? Absolutely not. How will you learn? When you ride yourself. I know how to swim, but somebody may not know. How he knows? By doing that, by having a personal experience in it. And sometimes he can be a greater rider than me, greater swimmer than me. He can be a greater rider than me, swimmer than me, or worse than me. There will be two scenarios. Then is the theoretical knowledge. Theoretical knowledge is the knowledge acquired of theory of the we can say of every facts and books. By reading books you can gain this knowledge, theoretical knowledge. Suppose I have done my I have done my BSc in nursing, so I know about anatomy. I have learned human anatomy. I have learned human psychology. I have learned human sociology. I have learned about medical surgical nursing. I have learned about pathology. I have learned about genetics. So that is theoretical knowledge. Now next comes practical knowledge. Practical knowledge is when I apply what I have learned previously, theoretical knowledge in a practical field. I learned psychology and now I apply this psychology at an hospital. I learned anatomy. Now I am applying this anatomy at a hospital. I have learned economics and now I am applying economics in my day to day business. That is the practical knowledge. So, this was all about this knowledge, and of course, an important thing in philosophy, we say knowledge is the justified true belief. What we say in philosophy? Knowledge is a true justified belief. True justified belief. It should be true. It must be, in philosophy, we say it must be true. It must be justified, and whatever I am believing, it should be justified. It's not that it should be unjustified. I am believing on whatever I think. No, it should be justified. That is what we know in philosophy. So, for you, as I clearly earlier mentioned, that we will be providing you this in an easy and concise manner. So, I have just summed up all these things, and in order to make you understand the whole system in a much more efficient way, and for you I am telling who are with me for the first time, this thing is only for your benefit, and I will be providing you syllabus that would be researched thoroughly, how to increase your attention, how to increase your curiosity for learning. So let us start again. Let's start again. We have knowledge, and this thing I have derived it for your easy understanding. When I just think about this knowledge, I think that there are two types of things in the world. One which has a proof, one which has a evidence, one which is empirical, and another is which is without proof, which is without evidence, which is without excuse me. Thank you very much. Huh? I have it back. So what I was saying about knowledge, yeah, something we would have proofs, we would have evidences to it, but there will be something that we don't have proofs. Suppose, may God forbid, I am a murderer. I have murdered someone, like we see in the Drishyam movie. Ajay Devgan is the hero, I think. Yeah, Ajay Devgan is the hero. In the Drishyam movie, he hasn't left any proof. In front of court, he is innocent. But in reality, is he innocent? In reality, if I have murdered someone and I don't left any proof, am I innocent? Absolutely not. But the reality is elsewhere. That is where the division occurs. There will be something that will be empirical, there will be something which will have proof, there will be something that will have objective, and something will be biased. Something will not have proofs, but these things are still there. The Big Bang Theory, given by the top scientists. When I say about Big Bang Theory, or something, there is Big Bang Theory. The scientists say if there was a 0.00001% error in this, the universe would not have been formed. There is Then there comes the concept of the God. There comes of the concept of a divine being who is controlling everything, who is in control of everything, and that is where a turn takes place, a divide takes place in knowledge, and that is where we get science, and that's where we get philosophy. Although I can make a third group also, that will be literature, which I will be discussing in a short terms right now. Science and philosophy. Science. In Urdu, we call it in Arabic, and in Farsi we call it ilm. There is no distinction between knowledge and science. It is called ilm. And in Hindi we call it, or Punjabi we call it vigyan. I am sorry for you guys. I don't know how to write this Devangiri script. I will be learning that soon. You shouldn't worry about it. Philosophy. When I say philosophy, it is called falsafa in Punjabi, Urdu, and Persian. In Hindi, it's called darshan shastra. What is the literal meaning of darshan? Darshan means vision. Darshan means seeing. What is the person actually seeing? He's seeing the trueness. He's seeing the reality. He's seeing the existence of what? Of a divine being. That is why it's called darshan in Shastra. Darshana Shastra. And it is a Sanskrit term. Of course, these are Hindi, Urdu, Marathi, Punjabi. These are the part of the language of Hindavani language. These were derived from Sanskrit, Persian, some Arabic words, and also Kashmiri is also a part of these Hindavani language. Now, let us, where I put this pen, where I have put one. Let me give you a brief introduction before moving on philosophy. First, to the syllabus of the philosophy. Let me give you a brief introduction about literature. 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 It means language, and religions are also a part of literature. Religion, language, ethnicity. In religion, you will see books, the greatest books that are written. We have Guru Granth Sahib, that is a marvelous book in Punjabi. We have Bhagavad Gita, best book in Sanskrit. We have Quran, the best book of Arabic literature. These are the books. These are the religious books. They tell us about the literature, about the people of the era. People, they tell us about the history of that era. But these are, what, anything happened? So, this is literature, and we will be discussing it in whole in some other lecture, because it will be a very large lecture. I don't have that much limit. So, I will be discussing the psychology, the philosophy right now. When I talk about philosophy, what am I talking about? This is the subject which I will teach you. So, please put your focus on this thing, what I am teaching right now. Philosophy. What's philosophy? Can anybody? Yeah. So let me say what philosophy is. Philosophy is an abstract concept. Abstract concept. It questions the reality. It questions the life. It questions morality. It's about morality. It's about life. It is a So this sorry for this timeline. Philosophy answers the questions about life, reality, existence. Why do we exist? So it's also a big umbrella, broader context. It will be a broader term. So we can classify it into following types. One would be metaphysics. Metaphysics. It is the question: what is reality? What's existence? How are we existing? What is, in the true sense, the reality is? Are we in a delusion? That is the questions that are asked in the metaphysics. I would ask you, you might remember a famous person in the chemistry, in the world of chemistry, John Dalton. He gave a theory, and one of his postulates was atom was indivisible. Atom is a fundamental particle. It's indivisible. It can't be divided further. It is the smallest particle. But when science advances, so we saw atom was not really indivisible. There were
Yes.
electrons in it, there were protons in it, there were neutrons in it. So this was Rutherford who said these were electrons, protons, and neutrons are revolving around this atom. When we will discuss in chemistry, we will take this chapter also. So when we said these electrons and protons are the fundamental particles now. Now when we move further down, we saw there are mesons, there are gluons, there are quarks. And when we move deeper down, then we are left astonished. There is a theory that scientists now discuss that the string theory came in place. That means there are these are not the particles; these are waves like this,
Thank you.
that are in the place of the atom, and that is where the energy is stored. So, the majority of the parts we are made of doesn't exist, isn't really there. That is what is studied in the metaphysics. It is a wider concept. It is far more beyond than quantum physics, far more confusing, and for it, I had sacrificed my 2 years of life in understanding this. And there is where the Sufis, Rishis, we have Acharyas are there, and many more beautiful personalities who might be knowing this thing, but we don't know. Then we have another thing that is epistemology. Epistemology. It is a question what we need to know. It is a question how we know it. Epistemology deals with beliefs, mythology, what is knowledge? These are the questions that are asked in epistemology. And now the next one is morality and ethics. Morality and ethics. Just a minute, I will close the door first. There is morality and ethics, the moral principles. As I previously said in an example that I have murdered someone, is it morally good or wrong? It's wrong.
Thank you, sir.
I have murdered someone. It's wrong. May God forbid. I
Yes.
have killed a life. It is most insane thing I have done.
Yes, sir.
So that is why morality comes in place. That is why what is wrong and what is good. That doesn't science doesn't teach these things. Science is not going to teach us this thing. Science is not going to tell us that you are stealing something, you are going to steal, you are going to become a robber. That is good or wrong. Science will say that you are doing it for your own self, then you are right. In psychology, we say that you are doing right. In psychology, we clearly say that these things you are doing right. If someone is a rapist, he is a rapist.
Yes.
There is no difference in his mental status. He will do the same thing. Now, the next thing would be logic, logical thinking.
Yes, sir.
Answers will be on logical thinking. That something is there. I believe in the God. I believe in the God, and it is justified by the religious books. I will believe in that. I will find a logic in that, and I will surely settle in that. Now there will be next thing that is a division of this philosophy, that is aesthetics. See, aesthetics, as it is now very much famous in today's world, the aesthetics. I am going to take an aesthetic photo. This is an aesthetic song. Aesthetic is, in literally terms, means know what beauty is. For me, my wife can be beautiful. My mother can be beautiful. My there is aesthetics. There is also the philosophy of mind. We will have political philosophies are there. That I will be doing in the philosophical classes, which I will be taking, and morality and ethics. It is the I would say marks gaining questions that are asked in the UPSC means examination, especially in the means. So you should be knowing about it. And to the prelims perspective, For us, in for Indians, we have a different sect. We don't belong to the whole of the world. We have our own setup of ideas. So I can divide these philosophies in Western schools who are not indigenous to our country, and Indian school of philosophy. That is the part of our syllabus what we will be making videos on. Western school of philosophy. It will include Aristotle, Theophrastus, Socrates, many beautiful persons that are in the Western school of philosophy as well as in the Indian school of philosophy. Now, for the prelims perspective and for your syllabus perspective, this Western school of philosophies it will be concluded in one lecture, and Indian school of philosophies it will take I think 3 to 4 lectures, as it will be covered both in history as well as in philosophy. So, Indian school of philosophy. Indian school of philosophy. So, in Indian school of philosophy, in ancient times, we had two different schools of Indian philosophies. One was in Indian, and among Indian philosophers, I would like to mention Adi Shankaracharya, Laladar, Sheikhul Alam, Baba Dawood Khaki. These are the indigenous people who became the greatest scholars, greatest philosophers of their times. And we have Mahavira. He was a Jain. What a beautiful scholar he was. So will have Astik, Astikya, and Nastikya. So what is the difference between these two school of philosophies? It is the orthodox school of Indian philosophy, and it is the heterodox. Orthodox school of philosophy that will believe strictly to the Vedas. They were believing in the Vedas. They will reject Vedas. Rejection of Vedas. When we will study the Vedic age and the later Vedic age, so we will study about this Astikya school, and after that there was the question about the Vedas, because at that time the Vedas had become very much powerful. The division of the society was there, the placement of the Shudras, Brahmins, Vaishyas, Kshatriyas. We will see that things. In Nastikya school of philosophy, they questioned the rigidity of Vedas, and some even questioned the God. Nastikya, what does the word Nastikya mean? It means atheist, one who doesn't believe in the God. So these were clearly stated that they are not believing in the God. But in Astikya, they believe in the God, they have Vedas, they are strict to the Vedas. Now we will be seeing first the Nastikya school of philosophy. It included three schools. Three schools are there. One is Buddhism. We have to discuss it whole. So will be moving fast, and how the Buddhism got spread, and how it caused the decline of the Buddhism, and how Buddhism how there became the sects in the Buddhism. We will be discussing it as a whole, and then there is Jainism. In Jainism, we also see sects and Lokyatra. Lokyatra. These are the three Nastikya schools, unorthodox schools, and in Astikya there are 6 schools of Indian philosophy. Astikya. We will be discussing them. Astikya school of Indian philosophy. First is Nyaya. Don't just get bored. We will be discussing it. So in future we will be discussing it. We will be making the lectures on it. Because if I am going to make a lecture and explain these to you, it will take a lot of time. One which is important, I will discuss that. One is Nyaya. Another is Visesha. Then there is Samkhya. Sankhya. It's Sankhya. Then there is Yoga. Yeah, Patanjali. Then there is Yoga, and then there is Mimamsa. Then there is Vedanta. These are the schools of Indian philosophy, and the key themes. What are the key themes in Indian philosophy? The first one, karma. Karma is not a Western concept, and many of the people have the misconception here that karma is a Western concept. It's not a Western concept. It's an indigenous concept. We believe in karma. That what you will do will come back to you, as there are proverbs in it. As you sow, so shall you reap. जैसा बोओगे वैसा काटोगे. Key themes. First is karma. Then there is moksha. Moksha, it's a Hindi word, a Sanskrit word. That means liberation. Liberation what? From what? Liberation from the cycles of birth, rebirth, birth, rebirth. That is moksha. Then there is dharma. Dharma and dharma are two different things. Dharma, it is righteousness. Dharma, it's a religion. Oh, are you able to understand?
Okay.
Dharma, it's a religion, and dharma, it's righteousness.
Okay.
Then we have another thing, important thing, that is Atman Brahman. It is a vast thing, and it is associated with this school, Vedanta. It is associated with Vedanta, Atman Brahman. It will be discussed fully. So here I will give you a brief introduction about this Atman Brahman. This is the concept of soul and mind. What is the concept of soul and mind? This is what we are going to discuss in philosophy. And now let's talk about science. Okay? Science. And one thing I forgot to mention,
Yes, sir.
philosophy is derived from Greek word. It is philos,
Mm.
Sophie, philos, Sophie. Philos, wherever you see wherever you see phil written, hydrophilic means loving. Love of, philos, it's a Greek term meaning love of. Sophie, wisdom. So it's love of wisdom. That was important point that I was trying to make here. So let's focus on now next thing, that is science. Another division. That is another division of this. I will be discussing science because there will be another teacher. My friend, and he invited me to this YouTube channel, and he will be teaching you some important concepts. So what I will teach in science, I will tell you. Science. When I say about science, what I am talking about? When I talk about philosophy, I was talking about why. क्यों? ये क्यों हुआ? When I am talking about science, I will say कैसे. How it happened. How it happened, I am asking for a reason. Science. Science is a systematic study. I will make you understand this word systematic. What does this word systematic means? Systematic study of natural phenomena or things through observation, experimentation, and realization. So science is a systematic study. Means, I will show you what systematic means. Suppose these are the stairs and I have to reach this floor. How would I go to this floor? These are the stairs. I am standing here right now and I have to move this floor. Do I jump like this? No, absolutely not. I will go on the first step, then second, then third, then fourth, then fifth, then sixth, then seventh, then eighth, then ninth. I will reach. So it is a systematic way. I will be going in a systematic way. I will be in science, I will move in a systematic way. First I will do something, then I will do another thing, then I will take another step, then I will take another step, and I will reach to the peak. Try to reach to the peak. And we can't say in science that we have reached at the peak. No, we haven't reached at the peak. We are just scaling the ladders. We are scaling the ladders right now. So we added key themes here. Now there will be key features of science. What are the key features of science? it would be empirical. As I stated, empirical. That means empirical means that it will be measured. Values are there. Value can be measured. It can be observed. So it would be empirical. Next thing, objective. There would be no biasness. Unbiased. Suppose in philosophy, I would say that we live in a patriarchal society. Here in northern India, you will see the patriarchal society is prominent, but in southern India, you will see that there is matriarchal society. There you see Kanaki cult. So it was always biased. Sometimes women were biased, sometimes men were biased. But this society meant that the men's had an upper hand, but in the southern India, women's had an upper hand. So this was philosophy. But when I am talking about science, it's objective, it's unbiased. It's same for the man, it's same for the woman. And then another thing is it should be tested. There should be reasons to it. It could be verified through experimentation, and the results would be always same. So that's science. Now look at the branch of the science. We are going at the branch of the science. Branch of science. When I say about branch of science, we will be seeing physical science. Then we will have life science. Then there is earth science. Then there is social science. Physical science, it will include those which are dealing with the physical things of the world. Physics is there, chemistry is there, life science, biology is there, microbiology, pathology, it comes into the life science, and there is zoology, botany is there. In earth science, it is geology. There will be meteorology, geography in the sense would be in the earth sciences. Then there is social science, it will include psychology. Then there would be sociology. History we can also put in the social sciences, or it can be put in the literature. So I will be dealing with life, some parts of the life sciences, some parts of the earth science. Earth science I will be dealing solely, and social sciences. Psychology we will be discussing Sigmund Freud, Erikson, Paget's theory, sociology, Auguste Comte. Write this thing, write these things. Father of sociology it's Auguste Comte. Father of psychology it's Sigmund Freud. Father of biology it's Aristotle. Father of botany it is Theophrastus. Father of zoology it's Aristotle. And father of physics it is Galileo. Father of chemistry it is Anton von Lavoisier. So I will be teaching these things. I was saying you about this. I now remember. I was saying you about need. NTA is not a mad body. See, NTA is not a mad body. When you are dealing with patient, I am standing for a longer time. I have developed orthostatic hypotension. I am prone. Why am I prone? Because of the gravitational pull that is exerted on my legs. I am developing cramps. Why am I developing cramps? Because my muscles are contracted for a very much longer time. When I study about the heart, it cycles, it's contracting, it's relaxing, it is contracting and relaxing, it is generating power, it is working as a motor. So that is physics. When I say about chemistry, why we need chemistry here? When you study about insulin, when you study about ATP cycle, when I will be teaching you digestion, you will study about the chemical digestion of the food. When the complex carbohydrates are break down, lipids are being dissolved, they are being digested. That's chemistry. So these things are needed. Some we should need to know the basic chemistry, how a BP machine works. And many other people don't know what the instruments they are going to use in the BP machine. What's the key instrument that is used in the BP machine? That is what I say. mockery of the system, education system. So let's focus on the life sciences. As I said, life sciences. Life sciences, it will include botany. Who is the father of botany? Theophrastus.
Yes, sir.
Phrastus. Zoology, it's Aristotle. And in it we will see human biology. And father of human biology is Andreas Lucius. That's the father of human biology. And now microbiology is here. Its father is Anton von Leeuwenhoek, who discovered the microscope. We will be discussing it. And now we will be discussing a smaller thing and we will cut it short. Difference between botany and zoology. What is the difference between botany and zoology? Bot- Botany deals with plants and zoology, it deals with animals. How can we? There is the confusion among the people, especially in the 8th class students and 9th class students. They get confused with zoology and botany. Who is related with what? So I have a trick. What do you see in a zoo? Animals, right? You don't see plants there. It's not a biological park. You don't see you see animals there. You don't see plants there. And that is what I say a worst thing where we can put animals. If if I am a morality good person, if I am a morally good person, then I would not do that. If a human commits a crime, he is put in a prison. But what the crime has animal done? He is here for nothing, and we are ruining his habitat. Some animals need zoo to be in the case, like we have panda because it can't take care of himself. But this was an example so that you can learn how zoology, to which subject zoology is related and to which subject botany is related. I will be teaching you about human biology, and do like and share and subscribe, and I will meet you in the next lecture that will be on human digestive system. So make sure that you subscribe. That's an important system I will be taking right now after that, and then we will continue the series, this knowledge series knowledge. And you will get a playlist for this named knowledge series, and any questions or confusions you can ask in the comment box, and we will also be providing you with MCQs and various questions so that your academic excellence is not compromised by our lectures. So thank you.